Welcome to this Akashic Records reading. I'm so excited you are here. If you're new to my channel, my name's Carrie. I am a medium and intuitive reader, and also I'm really excited that you're here. So let's get into this Akashic Records reading. If you are new to my channel, I'm really excited you're here. And for those of you who are my subscribers, I'm so excited to be back. I feel like I haven't done a reading in like a couple of weeks. Really good, in-depth Akashic Records reading. And so I had to get it. I had to get it going today. I just had to jump on. So my hope is that I start to do these readings twice a week. And I wanted to really be honest as I'm shuffling. I just want to say it, cutting the deck, sun card coming out here along with the Four of Wands. So we have a lot of Cancer energy right now. This makes sense. Actually, as I'm filming this, all this is a timeless reading. We are on this incredible new moon in Cancer, during the placement of Kazemi, which is really powerful with Jupiter. So there's magic in the air. You can hear this though at any time. It's going to be exactly what you need if it resonates, right? If it's the thing you need, is the message you need. I look at collective readings as a poem from the universe, from spirit, just bringing you the message you need. If it resonates, amazing. So I have to be honest with you as I'm doing this shuffle. I thought, my channel is still fairly new doing readings here on YouTube. And I started the channel really consistently in February of 2025. And the readings that I am drawn to do are the ones that you see on my channel. But I also thought, why don't I try to do some of these astrology tarot readings? Well, here's the deal. I don't think I'm supposed to do them because I have so much resistance around doing 12 readings. And it does really block my channel, which is the whole point is I'm on this channel, which is my channel on YouTube, but I'm also a intuitive channel. So I've got to stick with that. So for now, until further ado, without further ado, I should say, I'm going to be not doing this for the development of everything, right? Also, notably, I have a few things going on here with my mic and my camera, and we are just moving forward. So let's get into the reading, see what we're picking on. I'm just going to be shuffling the deck. They want me to do a really good spread for all of you, just to see what energy is going on. What do you need to know right now? Time and place. What's the energy? What's going on around you? I want to say I'm really feeling into my physical body. I am also medium, so I tend to pick up on things going on for you as far as energetics. And I feel a lot of discomfort, achiness in my jaw, in my hips, in my knees. And what this feels to me as though many of you are working through having these breakthroughs. And this would be breakthroughs connected in with transitions in your life, letting go of old ways of doing things, removing old blockages, also working on the guides lately have been saying the term, you're working on your kin. Instead of saying ancestral healing, they're saying your kin, your connection to your kin. So one of the things, and I just looked at my clock, which says 333, which is a very significant number for me specifically, but it might be for you too. So when I'm saying you're working on your kin, right? You're working on your ancestral energy. You're working on whatever blockages you have that you've carried with you, whether you carried them throughout your lifetime or there's something that are coming up more right now in your life. This is something that is coming up for you. And part of that is physical. So if you are feeling achy, if you're feeling lower energy, just take your time with that. It is not permanent. That's what I'm hearing. And it's part of it is making your mind up and making the decision that you're very aware that this is transitional and that the space you're in is making more room for that which you want. This is a perfect time to be doing that, is to shift into more of this divine feminine energy. So let's take a look at this spread. What do we have going on? Representing your energy, this does make a lot of sense. We have the Nine of Swords, which the Nine of Swords in and of itself can seem very distressful and as though there's a lot of underlying anxiety, worry, concern, and you're feeling distressed. I'm also getting a sense of this energy of your nervous system being on overdrive. And so you're getting this pulsation of energy, which is underlying a nervous system issue, and it's pulsating through your body. And you're not quite able to detect, like, what's the root of this? Where is this coming from? But I want you to know that you are in the placement of number 9. Number 9 means you're going to be coming to the end of a cycle, that you're not going to be in this position forever, that it is a transitional phase, but it feels difficult. And there are some directives, some choices that are asking to be made. And we're going to get into that a little bit more. The hard part is the Queen of Wands is coming up as where you have just been. So on some level, many of you have felt really good in the later part of spring, like you've made some strides. Things were moving forward and you felt as though you were getting access to, I want to say, a new experiences, new timelines, new information coming in and new guidance. But then all of a sudden this hits you, possibly out of nowhere, this season of anxiety. But I really want you to know, again, this is temporary. When we're in the Nine of Swords, all of those suits, when you're in the elements, when ace through 10, those are things that are transitional. They don't stay forever. I mentioned before about you making a decision, and that is really important here. We have the Two of Swords, which is really you're deciding what direction you're going. This could be something in the external, things to do with job, relationship. This could be moving. This could be starting something brand new, leading something you've been doing a long time. But it can also be internal, a decision you're making for your health, your well-being, mindset, something where you used to always do this one habit or you weren't paying attention to it. And all of a sudden now you're flipping the script and deciding not to do it. And that comes through in the unconscious card, which is the Ace of Swords. That's telling you that you are getting underneath the anxiety and underneath the fear and underneath the impulse of what's been going on. There is this train of energy that I'm seeing. I'm hearing the word train of energy that's poking through, that's taking you to the next place. So you are not going to be staying in this energy forever. You're ending this cycle and starting a new cycle. And something new is coming. So you were getting the Knight of Cups. So that's possibly a new offer of emotion, of healing, something that's giving you an alternative to the way things have been. I feel like this could be connected to, yes, relationships, sure, but also interrelationships with the world around you. Like you're getting an option, being given this guidance that you could go in a whole nother direction. That's something new. Knights are on the move. They don't stay stagnant and still very long. They like motion. And especially they want emotion in motion. So there's a transportation and a shift of the feelings you're having. So about a month ago, I went through this really big growth cycle. It was really difficult. And I was having a lot of anxiety, a lot of like feelings I hadn't felt in a long time. And when I talked to my guides about it and did a read on it, my guide said, you've got to understand what it feels like so that you can talk about it with your clients and your people and your subscribers. And this is my reminder that I remember that season. It felt really difficult. And I kept thinking, am I going to need to make an entire shift here in some of the things in my life, the directions I'm going in, what is going on? But soon enough, there was a shift. So that's really what I'm seeing for you. And the nice part about this is that what's coming up is the Queen of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles, as we know, is just this beautiful, grounded, really knows thyself well energy, Earth Mother coming through and helping you take that feeling of feeling lost or not sure of being sure of the direction you're going or how you're going to deal with these feelings, things like that. There's this transmutation of energy and feeling, okay, I know where I'm at. There's also, I'm seeing a conclusion to some of the overstimulation to your nervous system. So it's as if you've moved something out of your space and you're shifting. I want to also say I have my ancestor candle burning right here. I felt the real need to have that very close to this reading today. So we'll take that as a sign twofold that you are releasing some of these ancestral energies and you're also have your ancestors in support of you at the same time. So it's twofold, two parts. Now, here's what's interesting. What's coming up for you is the Queen of Pentacles, which is very self-aware, very grounded, stable, solid, setting your intentions, building something, possibly financial shift, solid ground. But also what we're shifting into where you are right now in your consciousness is the King of Pentacles. Earning. I'm hearing this is to do with earning. So possibly if you're looking at new ways to make money, new places to put your energy so that you can earn more. That has to do with direction, but there is a sense of being solid and stable. It does not in any way feel as though it is something that would drive a lot of anxiety. It actually really feels a lot as though it's a solid, stable move. And it feels as though, even though the world's been turned upside down a little, or there's been a big shift, or something's releasing from your system, you also are aware that you're going into the right place, you're going in the right direction. You feel a sense of that certainty. Some of you, when I'm feeling into your energy and your chakra system, are dealing with your third chakra, power center, right at the solar plexus. So be aware of that. There might be like a constant little needling in the background of feeling like, am I doing the right thing? Or am I doing enough? Am I tapped in the way I should be tapped in? Things of that nature. So you really want to make sure that you're giving yourself plenty of time each day to do some breath work or to get grounded so that your psychology, your breath, your inner knowing knows that you're stable, that you're safe, that everything's okay, that you have a sense of there's not calamity I'm hearing right around the corner. So using that earth energy to play it safe with your energy. We do need to feel safe in our energy to make shifts. So when I work in the Akashic Records, which is what I'm tapped into right now for this reading, one of the things that they really tell me, the guides, is that, we want to try and be gentle with ourselves. And when we make these big changes, we don't have to do it in an aggressive way. We can do it in a gentle way, in a calm way, in a grounded way, in a way that feels gentle and soft. So think about that as you're shifting. There doesn't need to be a blueprint of massive stress. Sometimes in the spiritual community, I feel like there's this myth that it's always got to be intense. You have to blow your life up. Everybody falls away and then you start again. I just don't buy into that. I've been on my path for a really long time. I've supported a lot of people on their journey. And certainly, if something is not in alignment for you and it's not for you, it will fall away. But you can also do things in a gentle way. You do not have to blow up your life. You can ask for your guides to make it clear and simple for you and gentle so that you don't feel that sense of explosion. I just think our nervous systems need a break, need some rest. So what's around you? This is where the trigger might come up. And I'm hearing the illusion. There's an illusion around you. The Five of Swords is here. The Five of Swords can be a troublesome card, a troublesome placement. And what it can leave you feeling is a bit of desperation when it comes to people around you and connections, and feeling as though there's competition. Are there people you can trust? And is there too much competition? So let me break this down a little, how this might be coming up for you. I feel like this is connected to a few different layers for some of you. So that very well could be you shifting something, maybe even feeling a bit of concern if you're in a relationship and subconsciously feeling like there are others around you that might have more than you do to offer your partner. That could be one thing, okay, which is a myth. And we know that if that's the case with someone, then they're not your person. The next thing is, if you're trying to start, say, a business, this could be that you're feeling like everybody's already doing it. How am I going to make my mark? Okay. And I will tell you, your mark is your mark, your stamp of the divine. That there are people, I'm hearing this again, reminded of this, that are waiting for your magic, that need to hear exactly what you have to share. And that it doesn't matter how many other people are doing the thing that you're doing, you will stand out for who you are. But if you don't stretch yourself out and place yourself out there and let people know what you do, then they won't find you. Then the arrow won't shoot in your direction. That's what I'm hearing. So keep that in mind as you are going through this metamorphosis that you're going through and the shift that you're right now experiencing. Give yourself some time. Now, here's really what your subconscious hope is, what your desire is, what you are hoping for happens in whatever you're doing, whatever that is in your life. You're really hoping for best case scenario. You're hoping that you work with a team you work as a team with others, that you work cohesively in a group setting, that there's a sense of stability and a sense of feeling solid and a sense of almost practicality, that people just know what to do. So if this is related to work, this is very much like you want to work in a collaborative environment where everyone has each other's best interest at heart. You want to be able to feel as though you can enjoy the next stages of whatever you're investing in. So say, for example, if you're moving, you want to feel like you can meet people who you're on the same page with. If this is relationship related, this can very well be you wanting to make sure everyone in the household is on the same page. This is a collaborative, hopeful outcome for you, is what I'm getting. That is your design. That's your desire. And I want you to think about this. As you're looking at what you want to create, I want you to feel within yourself what it would feel like to have that emotionally. And the emotion creates a reality. Your subconscious doesn't know the difference. So feel into, what does it feel like to have what it is I've been wanting? And it is okay to want to have peace and harmony and ease and fun. Now, the outcome, which I love for you, is the Six of Cups. So there's a sense of nostalgia here. There's a sense of a new beginning, because when we see the children's energy, this is just something starting anew, possibly, but feeling a sense of stability and feeling a sense of familiarity, and also feeling as though you're really the deepest part of you, your inner child, feels safe, feels cared for, feels understood. And so interesting. I just got this image. We'll see how this pertains to this reading of bark dust. So for me, bark dust is twofold, the image I'm getting. If you ever notice, on many playgrounds, there's bark dust, for bark chips. Keep something safe and covered. So if anyone falls or trips, it'll pad your landing. Bark dust also is laid down, honestly, a lot as mulch in gardens. So those two things are showing a, a padding, and there's something connected to the nervous system. So the hope from spirit is spirit always gives these interesting analogies. Don't they? Um, is that your nervous system, that your transition, that your landing will be full of smooth, easy transitions, and that in your nervous system, you will feel a sense of ease. Now, we're going all the way back to the start of this reading, where this is a sign of there not being barked at. There is an overwhelming stress on the nervous system. But because of this validation and this certainty coming from spirit, really the message is you're going to be fine. You're going to get what you need. Expect that. Okay. Let's go ahead and just pull a few oracle cards to finish out this gorgeous reading. I hope you've enjoyed this. You know, my YouTube subscriber readings and connecting with so many of you is really one of the major joys of this work that I do. I would love for you to follow me, come back and see me. And also, please take time to look at the other videos. It really helps my channel tremendously. Become a subscriber. I do live streams every Friday, and we always have a lot of fun. I do a variety of collective readings, and there's always a little surprise at the end. That's love. I'd love to see you there. Okay, so what do you have for us here? I'm here to pull out 2 cards. That seems to be important, so we'll do that. And then I'm going to do another card from this beautiful deck from Campbell. See what this tells us. 2 cards from there. Okay. See where we're going with this. I love when I get this. Okay, so right away, we're getting the yes card. Just say yes. So that's confirmation. And this is coming from spirit. We're also working with the number 3 again. And that is a number. Remember, we saw 333 in the beginning, and we looked at 3 of Pentacles as your hope and desire. We have the number 3 again. That's confirmation. So the number 3 very well could be something that we want to mention here. The other message that's coming through is take a break. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. Isn't that the truth? So again, that nervous system needs to relax, needs to let go. When we plant our seeds and in the ground and we start to have things want to come in fruition, we have to allow for things to come to us. We can't always be in the masculine of action. And we need to take our time enjoying and allowing ourselves to receive. And also there's such a depth in that, which is that, if we're not allowing ourselves to experience life as well, which means receiving, then what do we have to share with the world, right? We're just in action mode, putting us forward, but not enriching us. So we need to have that experience as well. Breathe in, practice breath work today. That's a beautiful, beautiful message. And I love that card with this beautiful mountain with the mist and the cosmos there. And then finally, the last card we have is get lost, fall deep into the realm of imagination. There's a lot of white roses around here. This is wonderful. Again, when we talked about being able to feel into what something feels like in order to manifest it, this is really important. The idea of like escaping into your imagination, escaping into your thoughts, this is all part of the magic of manifesting something really powerful in your life. And knowing what it's like to be a child and imagine without limitation what could be in your life and what could happen and what the outcome could be for something. Take the time to enjoy that process. Imagine as if something is so. Thank you so much again. I love doing these readings for you. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this, and I'd love to see you in the next reading. Take care.